Well, hello everyone, welcome, thank you, good morning to you too, Katsi. Finally, someone greets me with a good morning, not just, can I do the dad? Just straight to the point, huh? Maybe buy me some dinner first. I know we can hear in the background, which you should, because it's not too quiet, but Jesse is actually hard at work right now, making the doodad, yeah. Well, I was also hard at work making the doodad, that's what, that's how we got the model for the Jesse print right now, but it's not about it's not the competition. I'm just saying. Anyway, and this should be probably the final version of the doodad because I am kind of amazing. But anyway, hi the Balin, hi the Tisikpanzer, hi the Katsi, and hi the Dai I cannot pronounce Nguyen. You are the patron that I always spell check 7 times in a row. That's how I remember. Brian, if my memory does me well, or was it? No wait, shit. Was it Brian? Hold on. I need to check. My memory is pretty rusty. I've been awake the entire night. At times when I'm crazy, I remember you streaming a couple of hours ago. Yeah, 7. It's, well, 8, 9 to be honest. But it's 6 AM right now. So that was yesterday, in fact. Shut up, pass make it. Don't care. My memory is not too bad. Brian Nguyen. See? I remember, huh? I remember. Your thing I don't remember. I do remember. I'm not shitting you when I say that I type it all in manually every single time. I knew it was Brian. Damn, I feel good with that. I feel good. I am bad at remembering people's names, so it feels good to remember someone's name, you know? It really does. Alright then. Anyway, that was a tangent. Hi there. Now what? Well, now, today, by the way, I kind of went on a roll. I kind of scripted the entire video in a single setting. Well, I'm on Python. Also, I did some code and I have a problem. This is my program in C that I've made in order to calculate the simple factorial. Well, let me put it like this so the day doesn't actually cover it. There it is. A simple program to calculate the factorial. And here is the same program except with a touch of make its magic. The problem is that I can't fit a return into this, which is annoying me. It's annoying me and upsetting that I cannot fit a return into this line of code. Because if I could fit the return, then I could change it from a void to an int, and it would be perfect. But it's not right now, because I can't fit the return. First thing I thought you were coding Duolingo 2.0 or something. What? Why? I gotta love making magic and not working. No, oh no, it is working perfectly. Don't get it wrong. Hold on, because the terminal kind of died. Like, I can do GCC video for a factorial alternative. And it works just fine. Like, that is the factorial of 10. That is correct. But, like, it works completely fine. It doesn't even compile with any errors. It's just that it doesn't return a 0, which is how we normally symbolize lack of errors. So it works perfectly fine. It's just not recognized as working perfectly fine, which upsets me. And I just don't know how to pop a return in there, and it's upsetting. I genuinely don't have an idea on how to do it. That's because return is something that you should only run once. Like, okay, to say that I don't have an idea is not completely honest. Like, I could do if number -1. Hold on. Actually, if not number -1, then return 0. I could do this. Hold on, return 0. Oh wait, no. Too much Python, make it. Too much Python. This way. I could do it this way, I suppose. Oh yeah, right. This can be an int now. Good. Ooh. That's bad. If not number minus 1. Right. That won't work. If number minus 1... No, it has to be a 0. Number minus 1, that's a 0. If not... I'm sorry? Result 1. Number minus minus... minus 1. Number minus... That, so it runs too quickly. Should it just be if not number? Oh, there we go. It runs. Perfect. My cat keeps on meowing at me to feed him when I give him dinner at midnight. It's cats, I don't tell you. I love hearing that PC in the background is about to take off. Oh, that hungry! My goodness! You bigot! Did you just call Jesse a PC? Jesse's a 3D printer! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! I didn't expect that from you! Ouch! Jesse has feelings, you know? Jeez. Kids these days, yeah, I agree. No respect, honestly. Make it use a semicolon for line breaking. What do you mean? Mark, I have no idea what you mean though. Nor how it would help with my return debacle. Because I mean, this works, it's just not satisfying. Because this is all just inside the for loop. And when I say inside the for loop, I don't mean inside the for loop. I mean like inside as in... I mean inside as in, you know, inside the conditional aspect of the for loop. Which I find hilarious. Semicolon equals enters. You can't see it, but I'm face palming right now, Mark. Is this how damn, that hurts. That hurts a lot for someone to say that. That's kind of like... That's kind of like being a mathematician and someone trying to explain to you what a set is, you know? That's like being a physicist and someone being like, actually, gravity is not a force. That's kind of like being a chemist and someone trying to explain to you the difference between covalent and ionic bonds, you know? That it shows that you think very little of my skill with programming and computer science in general, Mark, and that hurts. That hurts a lot. This is the first time I've ever heard of the 3D printer Jesse. Potogen, you are not spending enough time in this community then, because Jesse has been quite a common guest on many live streams and Discord chats. Can't see your code because I don't put enter after semicolon. If I don't put an enter after semicolon, I have a pun attack. I don't mean to be that guy, but there is a singular semicolon is on the end of the line. Like, what am I supposed to do? Break it down here? This is all inside the single for. I can't, like, if I just delete all of this, you can see this is just brackets. There is no place to break there. I could break right here, but that's ugly. I prefer to have it in a single line, like the mentally unstable person that I am. Put spaces. Where do you want me to put spaces? Where? What, after this? You think that's gonna help? Because it won't. This is the only, like, satisfying-ish approach I have for the return, but I don't have anything better and it upsets me. The issue there being that I needed to run once, and like an inline if, apparently a return is... Inline if really doesn't like a return. So, in here, doing an inline if won't really work that well. So yeah, this is a bit mid. Oh wait, the undone 0 is no longer required, I just realized. Yeah, this is no longer needed. That was from an older batch. Yeah, there we go. I mean, this sucks. Because the thing is, I unironically today looked up, this is an unironic query I had, which is the most C programmer query of all time. Can you return loops in C? And like no one asked that question apparently. No one, just no one asked that question before. I thought about doing it with labels, but those aren't really... Number minus 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 1. What the fuck? What do you mean? This is all pretty simple. What do you mean? Number minus 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 1. This is simple stuff. What are you confused about? It's simple. But yeah, this is the... It's not even efficient, by the way. This is just meant to be ill. Isn't that just minus 1? No. Number minus 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 1 is actually not minus 1. That's the beauty of it. Don't try to understand it. It's my code. I would need to actually explain it. That's too much work. Artistic Panzer, you're doing with only 2 minuses. It's crucially number minus minus space minus 1, which is just decrement the number and then subtract 1 from it. But crucially decrement it afterwards, not beforehand, because that would completely break everything. Isn't that minus 2? Well, yeah, but you need to decrement the number, because decrementing the number, that actually modifies the variable. Not just like the instant of that variable, if that makes sense, which it shouldn't. But I don't know where to put the return in a clever way. This vexes me, like, because I can't put it in here because apparently C doesn't like that. Apparently you can't put returns inside of equations or conditionals. So this is the only place where I haven't, where, like, it could work. But I don't like it. It upsets me. It vexes me. Because then I can't do it with a single for loop. Now what's the point? No, I need a dumber solution. This is like too clean. This isn't crazy enough. This is too sane, you know? The if not number return 0. Do you need the if statement? Yeah, otherwise it will just go on every single iteration of the loop. If I remove the if statement, then it's just gonna break the loop on the first return. And I can do while because I need the first part of the for loop to define my variables. Is your computer going to take flight make it? If I had a nickel for every single time someone asked me that on this stream, if I had a nickel for every single time someone assumed that Jesse, my 3D printer, is a computer, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice already on a stream that's just 17 minutes long. Honestly, it's quite incredible. At least I'm glad you're consistent. Pathogen, if I had a nickel for every single time. You need the 3D printer cam. I don't have the budget for that kind of thing. I have a camera now, but Jesse's almost finished. Give him a second. Just give him a second. We're thinking about this for now. How to return something. Hold on. We could try, hear me out. Inline assembly in C. Because we could do it using a syscall, right? Oh wait, the inline assembly didn't work for me last time, did it? This vexes me. If your 3D printer is called Jesse, what's your computer called? My computer is new, I haven't named them yet. I don't know, the work name is usually Cerebrum Ignis, but that's only when I need to refer to it for usage. Mr. White, that would be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty funny. It finished printing, by the way. Just know. Oh yeah. Cheers, Jesse. Thanks. Well, you'll want to see what I was 3D printing. I know you'll want to see. Because pathogen, like the furry species. Can you really tell the difference between me saying pathogen and protogen? Because I have been saying pathogen. There we go. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Now, what I've been printing is this, which some people, for some reason, think... I don't know why, but some people think that it's phallic looking, which I just don't understand. It looks completely normal to me. It's a perfectly fine component. But I'm not gonna show you the rest of what I'm making, because that is a state secret. It's doodad. Don't spoil it! It's part of the doodad. Holy shit, it fits like a glove. I am good. Damn, I'm good at what I do. Anyhow, give me a second while I screw in the doodad. And in the meantime, we can still discuss the return mystery of where we're gonna put the return in this mess of a loop. Put an empty in front of the return. In front of the return? Won't that still return though? Also, hold on, how would that help? Couple of questions there. The problem I'm having is that I would like everything to be contained within the for loop. However, in order for it to be contained within the for loop, we need the return to only execute once, which we can only achieve using an inline if. However, you cannot use a return with an inline if. Screwing that, make it doesn't change. Question if shade parts feel like a glove. Question. Oh, there are no questions about it, I think. I don't think there is anything questionable about my doodad. I'm not a motherfucker. I am 4 things, return 0. But that won't help because the whole point is that it's supposed to be just 4 things and that's it. It's supposed to be 4 things and nothing afterwards. That's the bit, that's the joke, that's the goof. Your solution is just making it more normal, which I don't want. The whole point is for it to be abnormal. The entire function right now is just a single for loop. What I want is I want a single for loop without the loop. Hold on, let me test how to do that. I know you all can't see. You know what? I can. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna show you. Because you know what? Just this once. Just this once, I'm gonna show you. Because you're awesome and you deserve it. The doodad. Behold! The doodad. Now, let me just plug this in. This seems to be plugged in, so let's plug the other one as well. Let's see. I am good. Fuck, I screwed it on backwards. Of course I did. Self-disassembly mode, engage! It isn't even self-disassembling! Damn. Just straight up. Damn. Okay, I screwed it on backwards, so I need to, hold on, I need to screw it. Just screw it. Screw the doodad. Do the dad and screw it, you know? You know how it is. Is this a new robot? Well, wouldn't you like to know? I mean, obviously this isn't a robot, this is just a motor, but I get what you mean. That's patron-only knowledge. There we go. Crap. There's this, and this like motor is so powerful. It just keeps it's magnet. It's just a one big magnet. It's when it's not connected. It's so mighty and powerful. All right, one more. Okay. Now we need to screw it on backwards, because I've done it backwards, like this, and just put all the screws back in. Now the difference between the two is, I'm so glad no one asked, is that we have some knobs underneath the gear, just so that the gear doesn't actually slip off, so I don't have to like jab it with a... It's a long story. As a patron, I don't know. Well, fuck you, Mia. You mean to tell me that whenever I talk about the doodad on the Patreon channel, you just don't pay attention? Unbelievable kids these days, honestly. That's what happens. That's what happens when they get unfiltered internet access. There to be no loop content, you want everything to be inside the loop. I want there to be no loop content. I want everything to be just inside the conditional of the loop. Where are two of my nuts? Oh, fudge, I lost my nuts. Oh no. Oh, there they are. My nuts are just glued together. You know, it happens. Everyone keeps stealing my nuts. There we go. Now let's see how the doodad functions. Snap. You know what? The vibrations will certainly be great for it. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. Enough doodad for today. Make it 25. You're welcome. You're welcome with the quote. Next. So here's the thing. What I basically want here is this. Void, like so. And right now, the entire code is contained inside of the conditional, just how I want it to be. right? Like, we have the for loop technically, but practically we're not actually using the for loop, even though we are using it. That's the bit, the joke, the goof, the fun aspect of it. However, the problem is that I need to do it with a void because I cannot run the return inside of the conditional of the loop. I don't know how to run the return inside the conditional of the loop. And that's what I'm struggling with. I just don't have an idea. Maybe using a syscall, but even then, inline assembly would be tricky. Oh well, it's not really important. That was just me goofing about having fun. I could... Damn it, I can't let it go. A return... Well, return is a syscall. I figured out, shouldn't yours too. It's not about the size. I could make this shorter if I wanted to. It's not about the size. If I wanted to make it about the size, I wouldn't do an inline if inside of a printf. The point isn't the size, it's for everything to be inside of the conditional. I did it that way. Alright, I'm curious. Show. Do show. No. Alright then. Okay, well... I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I do not believe you. Use continue. Inside the condition, I print for s. But where is the return? That's like, where is the return? No return. Well, that's what we're struggling with! Ah, don't tell me you figured out when you haven't. You got me excited. I thought you came up with something. Damn it. Wait, hold on. I have an idea. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, this could work. Holy shit. I might be cooking. What if I do, hear me out. What if I do this and then right here, if number -1, then return 0. I can't do an if there. Why can't I do an if there? Expecting the precision. What am I doing wrong? I'm sorry, I can't do an if? I can't do an if? Shit! That's even worse! Okay, well... Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. This could be so beautiful because right here, I'm pretty certain I can just put a 0. And like, if I put a 0 there, compile it and run... Oh wait, I got something wrong. This shouldn't be -1, or does it... Oh, it doesn't run, does it? Ah, fuck. Well, I mean, it's... Plus this and then 0. Should be -2? Oh, that's even worse, actually. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Int main doesn't need a return, right? It does. Yeah, it doesn't. Y'all are chaotic. You're a chaotic evil, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate the chaotic evil. Yeah, it does. You will need to let your operating system know if there has been an error or not. But I still want to make this with just one part of the conditional because I think that's even funnier. If I do print like this, number -1 doesn't work. Now, why doesn't it work? Is it because it's after? That would be, might be it. But then right here -2 would work, and it doesn't. Which leads me to believe that the printf is not getting executed at all. Which could be due to optimize. No, but it doesn't make much sense. If it was due to optimization, then this would execute. This condition like XYZ. Basically, Sebas, here's the idea. This is gonna sound kind of wild without like explaining C, but basically in C, if you have an if like this, then here's how it works. You have two parts, right? You have the first one, which is the condition, so something like A is equal to B, and then you have the second part, that's the code you want to execute, so A equals 5, for example. Now, what this means that if A is equal to B, then this code executes. Now, what I'm trying to achieve is I'm trying to have the entire code right here, and this is empty. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, not trying to do, I have done it. It's just I'm trying to add some more features to it, because I am, you know, special. The printf is not getting executed. Could it... No, let me see. Let me see, because I don't... It's not getting executed. Why aren't you getting executed? Separation of code conditions. I mean, yeah, it is a separation of code conditions, but you know, the line is blurry. It's an arbitrary line. What is conditions but just code waiting to evaluate? Am I right? Hi, Katsi, how you doing?
Wow. Hello.
Hi. I'm doing the make it thing where I just slowly go insane for just the most minor of
When
distractions.
you spend 3 hours to perfectly engineer one line of code instead of doing the video.
Yes. I did start a single A. Oh. Color me intrigued.
Are you?
That's interesting. Wait, why is that? Hold on. No, this doesn't. I mean, it shouldn't. Because it's single. And then, like. Huh. This could work. A bit of a Hail Mary. No, still an A. It's after a single termination, but... Doesn't that immediately terminate loop? Well, undone, no, because it's undone 0 with the printf. So it just, like, you know, removes the printf. It's... I hate the fact that I'm one-trick ponying this, where I just do one trick to do execution of code inside of an if, but whatever, we take what we can get. So like this right here, like that's the actual, hold on, why can't I select multiple things?
So, is this line gonna be in the video?
I mean, the next video after the current one will be just about this program, because because the thing is, everything here makes sense.
Well,
like everything is logical. It's just that it doesn't feel like it is.
it is, but like, are you, you know, if you're making the video to like make people, know what factorial is. You
No,
probably
no, that's not
should
why.
make it like, oh, okay.
No. This is just for people to understand how C works, which I think this is a beautiful way for people to understand how C works, because it actually works on something that's very instrumental to C, which is like if you can, for example, if you have an if, and if you can do if a is equal to 5, for example, right? Then why shouldn't you be able to also do 5 minus 3? And if you're able to do 5 minus 3, why shouldn't you be able to do a minus minus? And if you're able to do a minus minus, why shouldn't you do a times equals 7 or 6 plus?
Well, like, I can understand every single component or like anything in that line. However, the whole line just looks like a fucking magic spell.
That's the point. That's the fun of it. Brainfuck is worse. Fun fact, Artistic Panda, in this specific video, not the future one, the one I'll currently be working on, I actually explained precisely why assembly is more difficult than Brainfuck and all of the other bullshit languages. I have a whole rant about it and everything.
I mean, if you want to be confusing as fuck, you might also find out maybe there's a way to make this fucking code in like regex or something.
Yeah, machine code, just type in those ones and zeros. Hi, the Nerdo, of course I remember you. It wasn't that long of a time. Like, why I think my code is bad? Like, what are you trying to do my code doesn't? Well, what I'm trying to do is, what I want to do is insert a return inside of the conditional of the for loop. That's what I want to do. Okay, well, I mean, right now I got sidetracked. Right now I'm trying to input the print into the second condition because I think it's hilarious, but that is not important. Why wouldn't you work? Oh, number. Then you print the number minus 1. You only print A once, and then you fail immediately. That's not very nice. The problem is that it's difficult to debug this, because how do you debug this? Where do you start? It doesn't make much sense. Holy shit, I am amazing. Never mind. Wow.
Did you do
Always, yeah. Okay, just for future reference to everyone, just always remind me to not doubt myself, because I am amazing. So yeah, now we have the for loop. That's even shorter. And we only use the setup and we use the first condition. We don't use the thing to do after condition, which this would be a perfect place for the return, right? It would be a perfect place. However, you can't put a return there. That's annoying. That's quite annoying. Could I do some kind of tomfoolery with syscalls in C? Also, hold on, let's try it. Assembly in C. So using GCC, apparently, this lets you work with assembly. Let's try it. We're gonna pop this here, pop this here. Into exit 0, that works. Wait, can I put that inside? Oh yeah, you need standard lib.
Is adding another lib one too many lines in code? You can't have it?
I'm trying to think about what I value more. Doing it without standard lib? You don't want standard lib? I mean, no, but like, your solution is really creative and I like it a lot. It is really creative. But I'm right now like doing a quick moral calculation of what I value more. Less includes or a return inside. You need a standard liberal? Exactly. Hold on, how is exit 0 implemented? Is it just... Hear me out. I'm just curious, okay? I'm not... This is a bad idea because that code is unreadable. It's written in the most proper C in existence, so I won't be able to understand it, but... Here it goes. Exits. Argument values for exits. Right. Actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, okay. Else exits. But now the question is this, because this is then... There's 150 of those, that's great. Did it define as something? It is! Is there no duplicate button? Nah, whatever. Return 0. Returns... Oh wait, return 0? I didn't remember that was a thing. Return. Can you read that as a... You certain you can do that as a function? Cause that looks like an error. Never mind, just looks like an error. Fuck the code, I guess. Who cares? That's good then, because we can copy this. And then... Oh, right. I really want to do it in the first condition, because that would be hilarious. Plus the print, plus... Is it getting executed left to right? That's the question. That would seems too simple, too easy, too quick, too convenient. I don't think that's how GCC would compile it. But there might be a way for me to force it to compile it that way. Okay. Then number -1. If that's then this, and then right here let's just do a 0. The crimes I am committing. That's because what we could do is we could do just... I don't think that will work. Why is that allowed? Why is this allowed? This should not exist. It's left to right by default. Well, then we have run to a pickle because... Oh, why did we run to a pickle, actually? Good question. It could be that the whole thing is just having some kind of value that it shouldn't have. Let's see. Plus number -1 question. Well, that is the correct... Yes. That's the correct way. Logic 0. That's what we want to add indeed. Then on the other side, return 0. We're gonna execute only if. So it executes on the first chance it can get, I'm assuming. So we should get a single A here. We don't get a single A. Well. That's unfortunate. Is it getting eaten? It's not getting eaten. Well, that's really unfortunate. Because what that basically means is... they're getting executed out of order. Return is somehow taking priority when it shouldn't even be executed. Unless something else messed up is going on and the question gets evaluated as a true from the very... as a false from the very beginning. That could also happen. Yes. Well, this shouldn't be the problem. Bracket 10, 0, you say? You think that's the issue? That would certainly help if that is the issue, so let's hope, fingers crossed. No. Of course it does not. I'm fine, I can figure this out. If we do this, quick question. It's not all handy dandy. Well, color me interested. Because what this basically means is that if I remove this, is there still an issue? Well, would you look at that? Our issue lies somewhere else. Good to know. Now the only question is where? Because there shouldn't really be much of an issue. Should there? Always like spamming the test.exe when something isn't working. It's very cathartic. Number -1 is the logic proper. It should be, well, printing an A if it's not, which means it is evaluated as number minus, that's a 9. -1, that's an 8. This one should be a 0, although at times might be safer. No, it isn't. 0, this one should be a 0. Are we multiplying something we shouldn't be? No. Is this the problem? No. Wow, we have run into quite a pickle. That is certainly quite a pickle then. What changed? Wait, is... Oh my goodness, that's what changed. Whoops. Whoops. Well, glad we caught it. Alright, let's see. No, the return doesn't work. Yep. So it was erroring the entire time. We just... Yeah. I kind of... Yeah. I guess. Yeah. It won't compile. Yeah, it seemed too good to be true. Back to this. Would this work? Expression for ASM. Inline assembly. Overview of the whole thing. I like it. Such function with the function with called just. Do I need any specific flags? Not actually. What should I draw? I'm getting bored from C. So am I actually, but I won't get defeated. I don't know. Whatever's in your look deep inside of your heart, and whatever's there, just pull it out and stuff it onto the canvas. It always works well. I keep trying to reinvent ways to... No, that requires more includes. Oh, I just remember the rabbit hole that we were on. Hold on. This and then not that one, on the exit. this one, which is defined like so, with the this defined right. This is just a, oh no, that's add exit. Well, and that's just a function with a function inside. Phenomenal, beautiful.
Functions from functions from functions.
Functions from functions from functions, indeed. So exit. Yeah, when I said that this is written in proper C, I meant it. Well, abort. That's also defined, isn't it? Function definition for abort. That's fine. X in the board, and then this isn't the entire thing, isn't it? That's fun. Oh no, don't save it. Muscle memory make it. Don't save it. It's a bad idea. There has to be a way to exit. Hold on exit actually. I may be an idiot. On exit. Return 0 is a thing. See Discord. My compiler seems to disagree. But that's just a return! Mate, I don't mean to be that guy. That is just straight up a return. Yeah, that's just a return. Exit is a function to run after you return from main, not fixing itself. I know, but I'm looking. I'm on the chase. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something to help. Clear call function. Yes, that okay. T function. Looking valid for exit. So that is all we get, isn't it? Okay, the code we don't care. C declaration. What would you be? Just curious. I'm just asking for a friend. Swap. Oh, fun. Is that helpful? Doesn't feel like it. To be fair, as an include, the actual thing we're looking for would be inside the... I just got an idea. Hold on. Abort that exit, yeah, but like... No, that's a dumb idea. Huh. Return after functions required. Yeah, this won't give me much, will it? Print exit with code 0. Pfft. Lazy. Source code of libc, sending stuff that just calls abort. Wait, so is abort included in the standlib as well, or is it just as is? Yeah, no, it'd be in the standlib. Such an unnecessary amount of effort, honestly. But that's actually quite appropriate, I suppose.
It's gonna be the worst fucking video of all time. I'm calling it.
That's the point. Shrek's support. I mean, to be fair, I am overdoing it a fair bit right now, but that's just my like manic personality getting a hold of something and just having to find an answer. Okay. Can you do return blank? I can't put a return inside mark. This be the problem. Am I even looking at the right thing? I have no clue. I'm too busy looking to check. Exit says exit failure, right. Add exit. This is the, yeah, it's extend, that's the issue. Extend, but extend to what? Give me the source code of what it's extend to. Abort in C source code. Show me what's inside. The Windows library. Well, I imagine I still want it. Windows, become open. I'm gonna fucking switch to Linux for this. Terminate or exit. Raises POSIX. Okay, so yeah. Abort is not what we want. Yeah, okay, that's quite a pickle, certainly. Hear me out. Hear me out. Oh, this is dumb. Oh, that's really dumb. But it might just work. It's also a really... Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hey, everyone. What is exit? What is exit inside of a header? But just a direction. A direction for us to follow from which gets the place where the function resides. However, the underlying function was with us the entire time. The actual function was actually the journey we made along the way. So right here, what if we do exit 0 just to check if it works? Like so. There we go. It seems to work just fine. Let's do a 1 to see if it's actually perfect. Now, what if, hear me out, we do print, and then we do person D with an end line, and then we just like, you know, just freaking check what's the address of the exit. Because, you know, I'm just curious to see. There we go. Is it constant? Oh, that is good. Okay, copy this sucker. And then, what if, hear me out, instead of doing an exit, we just do... Oh, fuck, what were you? What were you? I forgot already. Exit. You were, you have an int on the inside, and you're a void. That tracks, actually. And then void... int... Wait, no, hold on. What was the notation for... voids? Oh shit, what was the notation for... How do you do typecasting? Because here's what we need. We need to typecast onto this number. We need to typecast onto this number the int, the function with the int input. So like, hold on. But wait, it's a pointer. So like, oh damn it, I don't remember how function pointers go. Function pointers in C. I've done it so many times and I never remember the syntax.
Make it pulling out of it as a way to make this code somehow more complicated.
It's honestly, you cannot comprehend just how garbage it is. I will be honest with you. Like, it's difficult for me to state just how... Okay, so it's return... Okay, so it is, in fact, void? Fucking hell, this is rough. Pointer... exit... We don't actually care about the name, but close enough. Int... And then we take that, we use it to cast... this as a pointer, so which I think we first need to cast as a void pointer, because I don't think C will allow me this. Void, like even C has limits. So like, okay, I see. Yeah, right, that tracks, no, that tracks. If I delete this, if I just run this, will you let me? Okay, you cast it as a void pointer, good. Now if we point this, can I get the referencing void pointer? Oh yeah, right, I did do that, didn't I? So let's just do an int, because, you know, I'm curious. Okay, it worked. Well, it didn't, but you know, yeah, you won't let me. I know. Void pointer int address. Okay, good. I'm gonna trust you. Let's say I'm gonna trust you that it's, in fact... void pointer int. Alright, so that's the type. Then after the int and another bracket, address. And then after address, the code we want to exit with. If this works, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Just for like... it doesn't give an error. It doesn't work, but it's so funny. Because it doesn't work, but it's really funny. That even lets me... that it compiles. Oh, it's funny. Okay, so like, hear me out. What if we define this as a oh wait, no, because this is a pointer, right? We need to point it actually, don't we? Don't we need to actually point it? No, that gives an error. Pointer but has type void. Oh yeah, because of the return. Okay, it's already pointed. That's good, that's good. How's everyone doing? The Kukuretka, don't mind us. We're just having our fun. We're just having fun. You know, I'm just a couple of guys having fun. Right. Would it help if we just defined it with like test, like so? Oh, it wouldn't. Do I need to set it equal to something for you to be happy? No, you just want... Yeah, that... No. You know what? I can't even stay mad at you. That's just reasonable. What I am doing is unreasonable. What is happening here? It's kind of difficult to explain, honestly. We're doing the kind of coding that's not intended. I hope that's the correct address, by the way. I've done it a couple of times. It seems to have to be the one. That's really tricky. If I do a return 0 afterwards, I have a question. Yeah, that's the pickle, you see. It's not that it's not running it, this is breaking it. Which I imagine... What if I run it as an administrator? Well, that's a great idea if I heard one. If I remember correctly, I do need to open it with File Explorer because it's just... Windows is whacked that way. Run as administrator, what could go wrong? I just realized I won't be able to know if it... Okay, yeah, I won't be able to know if it worked. Print... I don't think it did, because it closed really late. It worked, so I'm not too helpful about that. But hey... Yeah, I wasn't too helpful. Too hopeful, I mean. The question is why... Well, I have a theory for why it's breaking. My theory is that the reason why it's breaking is because we can't actually access that part of memory. Like, we tried it before with the... You know... If we, like, comment this out, and if we just try to read an int there, then that shouldn't work either. Let's see. That breaks. Well, it doesn't really matter, so it says that it breaks, so... Yeah, we can't access that part of memory. Which is 1984, it's my memory. If I want to access it, let me. If I want to do silly tomfoolery of my memory, I should have the God-given right to do so. We do have the standard lib included, so let me just really quickly... Because that's the problem here, right? Isn't it? That's the problem. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. It's obviously not test. Exit. Yeah, okay, so... It's different, that's the problem. That's the problem, it is different, that's what I was worried about. I was worried about that indeed. However, there should be a happy medium. Yeah, no, it's gonna change every single time, isn't it? Well, now we're not changing. It's whenever I change the number... Oh, there should be like a fixed point, shouldn't it? Which, honestly, not how you wanna... Make it. Stop. Make it. That's the... You can't do it this way. You cannot physically. Oh, damn it. How do I access a function that I know exists? I know it exists. It doesn't have a static address. That's the problem. Can I just do extend? Can I just do like extend exit and then just chill? May I? May I just like extend exit, please? Which is an extend void int. And then just like run the exit based on vibes alone. May I? That's such an easy and simple solution. It don't even break. Which honestly feels kind of cheap. That's too easy. Excellent void, great minds. Vedsec, I like you. You have the brains. You have the brains. I appreciate that. I appreciate the way you think. Now we can take the exit and we can do it with an inline if because it's a function. So we can do it right here. Plus this, well, conditional if, obviously. So, I'm sorry, you don't work? Arithmetic type. Oh yeah, right, sorry. Oh, you're void, by the way, which just adds to the value, I suppose. Number -1, question 0. That fixed it. Void value not ignored as it ought to be. What do you mean? Just don't worry about it. It's chill. Let it... Just let it go. It's fine. It's fine. Can I do... I'm sorry. Can I do 0 plus void to like... Can I cast it to be an int? Just trust me on this, see, alright? Trust me. No, see, trust me. Just cast it to an int. It's fine. Just cast it. It's gonna be chill. I can't change the type here because then it won't match, can't I? Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, no, that's a note. Well, I'll be damned. That could actually be it. Well, I'll be fucking damned. Well, I will be just G Willikis damned. It telling me to include standard lib when I really don't want to is honestly just cherry on top. However, we will take that X10 and we would like to put it here, in fact, somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna manage, but I need to put it in there. How? Damn it, we just keep moving the goalpost closer and closer, but it's never enough. My instinct, my gut instinct, is to do it by defining a long. Hear me out. If I somehow could manage, I could go the other way around. So I could define everything here as a function. Just hear me out. I could define everything here as a function and then take two variables that would be functions and then just cast them to be longs every single time we use them. Which is tempting. How can I fit in an X10 there? Can I just do an X10 right here? Would you let me? If I asked really nicely, like X10 int. Damn it. So close yet so far away. Yeah, it's an error, I know. Allocate the memory of the X instead of extending it. First of all, that would require an extra line. Second of all, how would that help? Pointer int address of exit 0. Mark, stop! You ain't him, Mark. We don't have the address of exit. You ain't him. That ain't gonna help us. Address of return. I don't think return has an address. I don't think it's a function. You need to let go. Betsec, I'm open to any new ideas, by the way, because you're killing it so far. We are like one hiccup away from achieving the most irrational. Because the funny thing about this, I think it works on the online C compiler you use. Does it now? Okay, I'm curious. I'm all ears. What's fun about this is that once we get the exit to work, we can actually do some error checking as well, because we can do it in a way so that if we reach a negative number, we can just... If we reach a negative number, we can just error exit with a 1 instead of a 0. And that way that would be even more exciting. If only I could extend define it right here. I could try accident defining it right here. That's a bad idea. That's something you would generally do. Links to the code snippets. YouTube doesn't allow links in chat. I feel like I should have mentioned that. This guy is still advanced for my brain cell. Goodbye, nice seeing you. Alright, bye, goodbye. To be fair, it's almost too advanced for my brain cell as well. Hence why it is going so slowly. It's quite a lot. Why am I stuck on this? It should be... Hold on, let me see. Are you the one who said meow when they joined in? I'm gonna assume. Void pointer
Meowing?
and...
I would never. What do you mean?
Unfortunately... No, but Seg, that's the problem. What you have to realize is that the pointer, the address of the exit function is dynamically allocated. It changes. And so basically, okay, here's the pickle. Here's the problem. The problem is that we have the exit, right? And if we knew the address of the exit, then we could call the exit by completely disregarding it and just using the address. However, if we do it your way, then we first need the exit to then get its address, which completely defeats the purpose of not having an exit, right? Like, you need the exit to know what its address is, and only once you know what its address is can you actually like ghost run it. And that's why it didn't work for us. That's why the extend method has to work, because that's the only one. This actually makes sense. Although, now that I think about it, well, no, it has to be defined as extend. No, this is the cleanest solution I can think of. Yeah. Yeah, that's the cleanest one. Kinda sucks. Shucks. Damn it. Sometimes you just need to accept a loss. Well, I mean, okay, this is a pretty far gone for a loss, considering how we have printing, logic, and exiting all on a single line. I would say that's pretty gaming. What's more is that right here we can check if number is actually smaller than 0. Then we can actually exit with a 1 right here, and then a 0, which means that if actually our input, actually, hold on. Let me just add one more cherry on top. Which is this, I do believe. There we go. Oh, this is pointed to an array. Right, which means it has to be argv. This is equal to the first argument, which will be pointed to 0. And this will be pointed to a 1? I think so, I don't know. Let's see. If we do 10 and 1. Nope. Okay, right. Pointed, so that's basically a char pointer. That's the only thing that's confusing notation. Let's fix it up. Char pointer. So if we point it twice, we just get a char. What's the difference between pointing to a 0 and pointing twice? I am confused. So like pointer. However, if right here, this pointed thing, we add 1 to it. Oh, is it because it's... No, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Is that a string? Is argv a string? Can I just do a char pointer here, or will you not let me? Because honestly, that would save me a fair bit of work, if I'm to be completely honest. No, because you won't accept the mask. Damn it! Because that accepts strings, tracks, and damn it. It's an array of strings. I know, that's what's annoying about it. That's exactly what's so annoying about it. Because then I would need to pass the strings somehow. And doing that inside of the for loop already is kind of comical. That would be kind of funny, actually. What if argv0 is text.exe? Oh yes, you are right. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is. It is in fact. Which means what we actually need is... Well, 1 and 2 will give us a 1, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, a char pointer. Right, I need to point it again. I sometimes forget about this step. Okay, what happens if I do 2 and 2? No, wait, 2 and 1. Wait, the second was supposed to be a 1. What am I doing? This is always supposed to be a 1. Okay, infinite loop. That's progress, some kind. It's because you're getting the character. Which means minus... How many? Minus 60. Recompile, for goodness sake. Yeah. We deserve for grace. Oh no, that's bad. What are you coding, make it? Good question. I'll be honest. It's... We're long way off. We're long way off. Why isn't minus 60 working? Even better question. I'm sorry, if right here we do a 4, would that work? Well then, it is broken again. For the whatever time. It prints a single A and then breaks. If number is smaller than 0, which it is not, number starts with 4. if number, then what? This is messed up. Hold on, this, yeah, that's the messed up thing. Alright, we'll do the error checking in a second. For now, let's just... A single A again. If number is smaller than 0, then 0, else exit 0. Yeah, this is also backwards. It's meant to be like this. There you go, 24, that is correct. Which means in this case, if we remove the A, if we replace this with the argv, then... nothing? Alright, that's promising. Why am I doing this to myself? So this means this isn't equal to 4. That's our problem. Do minus 0. I guess I could, yeah. Yeah, okay. So this... alright. I thought it was ASCII. Now the pickle is that, well, I don't see much of a better way, honestly, to do it than to just... I really don't see much of a better way to do it. Obviously, that only works if argv11 exists. If not, I'm pretty fairly certain that's just undefined behavior. Right? Yeah, welcome undefined behavior. That seems correct. Yeah, that seems correct, but the 10 gives us a 1. Now why is that? It's because we have minus this plus this times 10. This minus that's a 0 times 10, that should be a 0. So it should be just argv plus 0 times 10. My goodness, you bloody idiot. Hammond, you bloody idiot. You've got them backwards. Yeah, this still gives undefined behavior, but at least it... well, maybe recompile it first. You bloody idiot. Yeah, 10 is correct now. What about 9? Undefined behavior! Well, actually, might not be undefined behavior. Just the second one might not work. And the first one should only... oh my goodness, the first one... isn't sad time, they're so sad. Yeah, it's too easy. The pickle is that the first one should be multiplied by 10 if there are 2 of them. But how do we check if there are 2 of them? Well, that's actually fairly easy to do. I know how to do it, but I really shouldn't do it. Nah, screw it. So basically, the way to do it is simple. Check if the second value is in between 0 and 9. So, we're just gonna do it only for 2 values. Extend int atomic char plus. No, come on, Bex. Let's not give up. Let's not give up. Let's be professionals here. Said make it. Which is argv 1 is gonna operate only on 2 values. If that's smaller or equal to a 0 and it's greater. I'm an idiot. And if it's smaller or equal to a 9, then that means we have 2 characters. And if it's not a 0 terminated string, yeah, I guess. But I prefer this because this actually lets us know if it's a 3-digit character. If it's a 3-digit character, we're just gonna read the first 2. Not gonna bother. Okay, so if it's not, because it's 0, then argv. Wait, no, your solution would also work for... Yeah, I guess you're right. That is much easier. If it's just not equal to 0. If it's not equal to 0, then arg v1 minus 0 plus arg v1 0 minus 0 times 10. Otherwise, just arg v1 0 minus 0. And so that tells us if, well, you know. You know. And then what we do in result 1 is that we set it to result 1 plus, and here we do a conditional. This will be our error checking conditional that checks if the inputs are correct, which means that what we need is we need the first character to be between a 0 and a 9, and we need the second or third character to be 0. So, and, or, we need arg v 1 1 to be a 0, or we need arg v1 3 2 to be a 0, and we need also at the same time what we need is we need arg v 1 0 to be greater than, well, I guess we won't recheck if the second one, whatever, is greater or equal to 0, and this is still prone to failure because we're not checking the same thing for the second character, but we could do it easily. Hi to someone, hi, welcome. 0 and arg v 1 0 is smaller or equal to 9. And then also, and then arg v1 has to be in the same range, or alternatively arg v1 1 could be also equal to a 0. So this tells us if something is correct. This, which means that if this is true, then 0. Otherwise, exit 1. And now, if we compile it, now if we run it with a 9, we get a 0. Damn it! Damn it! What does this make it? Some cursed shit. Cursed shit is not doing it justice. This is beyond cursed shit. Why do you give us... okay, so arg v is not equal to 0. This, okay, so arg v1 1 is equal to 0, which means this should run, which means number should be equal to... I'm gonna go to bed. Bye, Sebas, bye. Then that means this should be equal to just number 9. So let's see if it's a problem with number 9 and my later code. It is. Would you look at that? Okay, well, that's worrying. It is from my later code. Let me guess, my error checking. My supreme phenomenal perfect error checking is causing some issues. What does it make it? That's kind of a long story. Well, that looks correct. Okay, so at least the 1, 2, 3, 4 plus. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so this at least works. Now the only problem is that my error checking isn't working. Why wouldn't it work? That's a good question. So if this is true, then that's a 0, which means this should be correct. So we take the argv. Yeah, that should work. Result equals 1. Where's the result to 0, not 1? I'm setting it to 1 plus. I'm setting it to 1 plus and then the 0 if it's nothing. That's correct. Multiply my button. No, that could have been an error actually. It's good you're keeping an eye out. So first we check if it's in between, if it's greater than 0 or less or equal to 9, which in this case it is. So that's true. And argv1 has to be greater than 0 and this, or equal to a 0. Now in this case it is greater or equal, so that's also true, which means the entire and is true. So green and on the left is a 1. Then right here, 1, 1 is not, which is not true, that's 0. But 2 is, which means this is a 1, the entire all becomes a 1. Both of these are a 1, so the and, which means the blue, this is not it. Why is this not it? That wasn't an issue even? Why was it not it? The not was not needed. Now we can just remove the blue. The blue just made the green not it for some reason. Now if it's true should be a 0, yes. I wish there was an easier way to do this, you know? Let's make this a bit more messed up because it's not confusing enough. It's too easy to troubleshoot, you know? This is what we call in the industry as spaghetti code. I take offense to that. My spaghetti code is a single line. It is a singular and dry spaghetto. It is not spaghetti code, it is spaghetto code. If we do a 9, it doesn't help, which is the extra 9 problem. If either one of them is over 0, that triggers the blue, which then gets undid. So that's a 1, because the character number 3 right here is 0, character number 2 right here is 0, which means this is a 1, this. Oh shucks, that's really difficult to select. Do argc instead of run with text AA. I thought about it actually, but it feels like this would be more fun. This is a 1. Int system echo something, but is system included by default? I think that for system you need in the library. A. Well, A is giving me the problem, that makes sense. 1, I don't know. Implicit declaration system. It doesn't even give me a recommended library. Was I doing? Yeah, right. So this on the right is a 1. Now, is the left side of the under 1? Good question, let's see. This is greater than 0, in fact, yes. This is smaller or equal to 9, yes. Then right here, this is greater than 0. Right, which means both of them combined, that is also a 1. So the entire thing is a 1. Well, it doesn't matter. Is it because I need to, like, just encase the whole thing inside of brackets? Maybe it's just adding in a weird way, which it shouldn't be. It was, would you look at that? Now if we do a 10, that works. If we do 100, however, it crashes. If we do a plus, it crashes. If we do a 1, it's fine. 2 is fine. 3 is fine. 4 is fine. 5 is fine. 6 is fine. If we do a freaking 99, then it breaks. But that's unrelated. If we do a 30, it's fine. See? It has error checking. It actually passes the input. If I do this, it won't work. If I do AB, it won't work. If I do an A, it won't work. It's genius foolproof. If I do a 10, however, it will work. And right here it returns an error, right here it doesn't. This is idiotic. This is really, really idiotic. Why did we spend time on this? We shouldn't have. We really shouldn't have. Almost 2 hours, my goodness. That's enough. I had different plans for today, but it's enough.
Are you done?
I'm done. I've done too much. And this is, I was really productive before the stream, so I don't feel too terrible for wasting it. It was funny. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's about the friends we made along the way. So I'm not too upset. But yeah, I am done with this because...
And who are those imaginary friends?
It's unnecessarily mean. It was Jesse, okay? You should put it somewhere. You can't just let it disappear. I mean, it's gonna be here. The thing is, okay, this is a GitHub repo that I will make public. I will make this repo public. Eventually, but this is just the code for the videos that I've been making, the computer science ones. You know, whenever I just show a snippet of code, then I actually save it into a program and then just, you know, I'm gonna post it, and it is gonna be here because it's funny, and later on I'm gonna dissect it. But yeah, that's the thing. I love the message for long, error message for long, long, long. Wait, what? Where's the error message for long, long, long? What am I missing? Confusing. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm done. That was too much.
Okay.
Well, that was fun. I'm glad you were hit with this cutscene just sitting in silence while I was having a mental breakdown. That was the mental breakdown. That was just lack of Adderall. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye.